Now, in this lesson, we're going to be discussing attraction through SEO, which is search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is a big topic within itself, and we're going to be releasing a course very specific for this so that we can get really in depth with it. But today, what I want is to help you, to give you the tools that you can use right now to develop a strategy around your search engine optimization and be able to implement these simple tools to get the best from your website at the moment. So the reason that search engine optimization is important, or what that is all about, is how we're driving traffic to your website. So the ability to increase traffic to your website, getting people who are interested in what you do, the services that you offer, to come to your website in a search when they're searching online. So it's really important because this allows your website to get up in its ranking on a search engine such as Google. So, for example, if you're on Google and you're looking for a massage therapist in Adelaide, when you type that, you're going to get a whole list of massage therapists. And the top ones are the ones that have a higher ranking. And you want your business to be in the top 1 to 2 pages because from your own personal experience, you generally will not go to page 3 or 4 in the search results. So how do you get your own business to show up on page 1 or 2? And this is what your SEO strategy is about. Now, with SEO, there's two main areas of focus. One is the on-page search engine optimization that you can control yourself, which is fantastic. And the other is the off-page search engine optimization strategy. So those are things that you can do in the back end, the admin panel of your website. We're going to touch on a couple of those as well today. But that element of SEO, there's a lot of other things that you can take into account. That could be paid advertising on Google. That also covers getting your website linked to external sources, so business directories, for example, and other ways of generating that traffic. But what I want to give you today are just some of the key things that will help to improve your brand awareness in ranking on search engines such as Google and Yahoo and Bing, etc. So with on-page SEO, the key things that we want to focus on here are keyword research. So when you're looking at the content, for example, on your homepage, you want to make sure that you have the keywords that people are searching for coming up on that page. So have a read through your website content and highlight the keywords that are actually there and cross-reference that with keywords that people are searching. And you can use tools like Google Keyword Planner, SEMrush, and there's many others that have free keyword research tools that you can use to identify those keywords that people are searching for, to make sure that you're putting those onto your pages in the correct places. Also, with keywords, the other thing that is really important is making sure that those keywords appear in several different places on your web page. So we want them to be in one of the headlines. We want those keywords to be in the body text, so paragraphs within the page. And also, if you've got images on that page, then we want to make sure that that keyword or keywords are actually part of the description of that image. All of these together are going to help you to build that traffic, build that awareness, and get your page over time coming up in ranking on search engines such as Google. So really important. So that covers your keyword research and also the content optimization by utilizing those keywords within there. Now, I wanted to show you where the other areas on the admin panel of your website can be for adding those keywords. So if you're with WordPress, then this will be useful to look at. But all other websites, such as if you've got your website with Wix or Squarespace, will all give you the ability to view some of this. Might not be everything, because WordPress is quite in depth in what it can give you to be able to edit yourself. So I'm just giving you an example here of the admin panel in my website for a specific page. And this page is called Articles and Interviews. So on my website, when you bring that page up, the page is called Articles and Interviews, and you can see that here. In the admin panel, you get the option of adding a focus key phrase. So with a key phrase, this is, again, the keywords that people will be searching for or that are related specifically to this page. In here, and you can add what you feel that is here under a focus key phrase. So here I've put articles and interviews in the first section. Under search appearance, you'll see the description. So when you're on Google, this is often the first couple of lines that will come up in a search under the website. And here you can see I've started this meta description, and this is called your meta description. And you can see it says articles and interviews showcasing Ameta's expertise in marketing and the health industry, your number one stop for growing your health business. So clear as to what the page is about and what they're going to find on here. So that's really important. So the next part, so the third arrow points to slug. So this is the part of the URL that, again, is an opportunity for you to tailor specific to this page. And you can see here we've got articles - interviews. So with your slug, just note that you can edit this, but if you've got a page that's been on your website for a long time, then it's better not to mess with that, because that can disrupt traffic that already exists and links that already exist to that page on search engines. So I'd only recommend editing this if your website or that page is relatively new. But again, it's an opportunity for you to be specific and take into account using that focus key phrase that you've selected for this page. Next, what you want to do is make sure that you've got the meta description. So I read mine out to you a second ago. On WordPress, this is using a plugin called Yoast. Now, there are many plugins on WordPress, such as Rank Math, Yoast, ASIO, that give you all of this information and will let you know how well you're doing with the analysis of your search engine optimization. So as you can see here under the meta description, there's a green line. When you are starting to write within this meta description, this line will be red to begin with, and it will turn green when you've got enough characters there. So this allows you to put 160 characters. So just be mindful of that you can't make this super long because it will be cut off in people's search results. So make sure that you keep this short and sweet, but use that focus key phrase that you selected in the meta description as well. So that's how you're going to get this line to change from red to green, and also how you're going to get this little smiley face on your SEO analysis below that. The next thing that I wanted to show you is when you've got an image, and I'm just going to go back here for a second so you can see that in a search result, there's this photo here. So this is your featured photo or featured image for this page. You can select that here in the admin panel of your WordPress website. When you select that, it's important that you then come to this section, and on the image that you select, you will get the option of editing the alternative text, title, caption, and description. Now, it is really important that you do fill this out and not just put a number or a random code that doesn't make sense to anybody. The reason for this is that search engines can't read the image, but they can read this text that's behind the image. So the alternative text and the title are going to be how a search engine like Google is going to index your photo and be able to bring it up in people's searches if they're looking for images. So, for example, when you're on a search engine and you're Googling something and you click on image and you want to see all images, if you don't have descriptions for your photos on your website, your photos will never show up in those search results. So this is an opportunity, again, for you to use those keywords, key phrases, and populate them in the alternative text. So you want to be able to describe either the photo specifically or your business within these sections. In the title, you'll see that I've used dashes between each of hyphens between each of the words. So that's important to either use a hyphen or a plus sign or an underscore to separate the words out instead of just a space. The reason for that is that it becomes really easy when it's searched to read that. Otherwise, if you put a space, then Google will automatically put percentage symbols in between, which becomes really difficult to read. So that's just a little tip that I'm going to share there. So the three that you definitely need to fill out are your alternative text, the title of the image, and the description. The caption, you don't need to fill that out. Only if you want text to overlay on the image, then put a caption in there, but not always necessary. These three are the key ones. For every image on your website, always make sure that you have this filled out because it's going to improve the ability for search engines to rank your website and push it up to the top of those search results with people. So, in terms of your search engine optimization strategy, remember that you've got opportunity to focus on the content on your website, making sure that you've done your research with the keywords using tools like the Google Keyword Planner or SEMrush or something similar. Identify keywords that are relevant to that page and to your website, and put them in those key areas of headings, titles, descriptions, body text, etc. on there, as well as describing the images using those keywords. Next, you have the opportunity of going in and describing all the images on your website. So make sure that you do that. And the third thing that I wanted to leave you with here is make sure that on your website, you are putting links, both internal links, so links to other pages that might be relevant to your website. So if you're on the homepage, make sure that there's links to your about page, there's links to your contact page. If you've got a button, make sure that links to a specific page on your website. So those are internal links. That way, it connects the entire site and takes people on a journey through your website. And you have control of where you want to take them next. To think about that, the second thing is external links. And this also is a really big part of building your ranking on search engines. So, are there places where you can put an external link? For example, on your About page, you might have, I have studied at Endeavour College, or I've studied at UniSA or Flinders University or UQ, wherever it is that you've studied, you might have talked about that in your About page. Link to those universities as an external link, which again, if their website is ranking really highly on Google, is going to help you to piggyback off their success. So consider making sure that you've got both internal and external links. Make sure that all your images are labeled. Make sure that you've put all the descriptions for your pages on your website. And also consider looking at writing those blog posts, so that long form content, or your podcast, so that you've got regular new content going onto your website, which is really going to help search engines such as Google realize that you are reputable, you're trustworthy, you're active by putting new content on regularly. All of that together over time are going to help organically drive more traffic and awareness to your website. But remember, search engine optimization is a long game. I was having this conversation with a client today who has a new website that's just launched, and it's important to realize where your expectations should be with your website. If you're not doing this work on the website on a regular basis, then your website will not show up on search engines really well. What I mean by that is that it's going to be on page 10 or 11 of those search results, because you haven't done the work to let Google know that your page exists, it's got great content, it's got the right words that people are searching for. If you don't do that, how are they going to know you exist? So it's all in your hands to be able to take action and start working step by step on your search engine optimization strategy to start attracting more people. In your notes, there's a great resource for this, so definitely download it, utilize it, and get the best out of this aspect with the framework.